You live and die by the reviews. Now here's the thing. Reviews are the lifeblood of any service accommodation business. Now, we're living in a world now where social proof is everything, right? So if I go onto Amazon and I want to buy something, the first thing I look at is reviews. I compare companies, who's got most reviews, who's got most 5-star reviews, and I go with the one that has the most reviews and the highest rating as well. And the same thing comes to any service accommodation business. You live and die by the reviews, because think about it. You know, people are investing money and they're going to be going away and staying away from home. They want to have a nice time. They don't want any headaches. They probably got headaches in their own houses. So if they're going to pay for something, then the last thing they want is any headache there at all. So they look at reviews and they judge you by this. So based on that, how do you make sure then that you're going to be getting 5-star guest reviews? And how do you make sure you get that? You're not going to get it every time, but as consistently as you possibly can. And there are ways. This is in your control 99% of the time. So that's exactly what we're going to be sharing in this video. Now, the very first step, all of this actually starts with the listing, believe it or not, because everything is all about perception. So I'll give you a quick little story now. Tony Robbins, who's an absolute legend, you know, he's anyone who's in the personal development space will know who Tony Robbins is. And he told the story one time, and he really emphasized the way humans, you know, the way humans think. And once you start to accept something, the way it actually affects your psyche. So he was talking about getting on a plane one time, and on this plane, this was the first time ever that Wi-Fi was actually going to be available on the plane. And the pilot made the announcement, and this was like incredible. There was a big cheer. Everyone was super excited, right? Like, for the first time in air, we're gonna have Wi-Fi. Everyone's got their laptops out, they're getting ready, the plane takes off, Wi-Fi is going, and everything is good. Here's the thing. 45 minutes into the flight, Wi-Fi goes off. What's going on? Now, but bear this in mind, an hour ago, this was not an expectation. It had never ever happened. They've had the privilege for 45 minutes. The Wi-Fi now goes off and everybody is kicking off. This is shocking. It's a disgrace. What is going on? We can't believe this is happening. Like, hang on. You never even knew this existed when you booked your ticket, right? But what happened? The expectations changed. And because they were expecting to have Wi-Fi for the duration of that flight, when it didn't happen, they became disappointed. And the same thing occurs with your listings. You have to match the guest expectations. You have to be very accurate with your descriptions. Let them know exactly what they're going to be coming to. And if there's something, for example, if let's say it's not close to a transportation link or something like that, the way you would describe it would be different. So you still tell them it's not close to a transport link, but you describe it as, you know, nice, quiet location away from everything else, but just a 15-minute drive into the town center, or just a 20-minute drive into the town center. But once you've described it like that to them, the expectations change. They no longer worry about that drive. They're not saying, well, you know what, it's actually away from the hustle and bustle, and then when I want to go into the hustle and bustle, it's going to take me about 15-20 minutes to get there. They know that before they get there. Now, if they're expecting it to be close to transport links, and then that isn't the case, then they are going to be disappointed. So that is the very first step. The descriptions have to be accurate. The second thing is communication doesn't start when you're looking for a review, right? The communication starts once they have made the booking. Get in touch with them. You know, find out if there's any way that you can help, and if there's anything that they need from you as the host. Tell them how excited you are to have them there, and you just begin that dialogue, because now they're comfortable communicating with you, just sending messages back and forth. So that's the second step. The communication starts before they actually get there, and there are ways to actually automate some of these things, but also the other things, you just actually have to speak to people, right? So you can get a feel for them and they can get a feel for you. So that's the second thing. The third thing is when they actually arrive, you carry in the communication again. You know, how's the house? Does it match your expectations? Is there any way we can help? Are you happy with things? Do you have any questions at all for me? Have you been able to find the manual? Anything that you need, feel free to get in touch, right? Just making them feel welcome, making them feel like you really, really care. And the beauty about this is, if there is anything that is wrong, anything that they've actually come across, first of all, they're going to give you the insight straight away. So if your cleaner is doing something wrong or your cleaner hasn't done something correctly that time, they're going to let you know straight away. But because you're so on top of it, and because you haven't just started speaking with them, or they haven't actually initiated the first line of communication, it just feels like, oh, this is normal, let me just tell them what's happened, right? So it's not, oh, there's a problem here. It's like, oh, let me tell them what's happened because I'm already speaking to this person and they already know. It's a different mindset, and that gives you the opportunity to go there and get that issue resolved straight away. But even if there isn't any issue, it's just showing care, that you care for them, that you want to make sure they actually have the best day possible, and people really appreciate that. So that's step number 3. And then guess what? Step number 4, this is when you get to bask in the glory of all of your hard work. Because once they've done all of that, you message them, how was this day? I hope you had a great day. It was really lovely having you. You were a fantastic guest. I'm definitely going to be giving you a review as well. They go, yeah, it was a great day, brilliant, brilliant. But you know what? Leave us a review then, right? Don't say it that way, but that's essentially it. You ask for the review, because if you don't ask, you don't get. The people's priority as guests is not to leave you a review, but they might have had a phenomenal stay. But oftentimes people just simply do not ask. And look, yes, they might get an automated email from booking.com asking them to leave a review, but this might be a day later, 2 days later, 3 days later, and that same level of connection isn't there. But when you've been communicating with them the whole way through, and then you're asking for that review, there's a different level of attachment to you. And they actually want to reciprocate because you've been such a great host. They've had a great time. You've made sure they've had a great time. You've kept checking up on them. And now they feel like they want to give you back something as well. And when you ask for that review, you're going to get it. The amount of reviews that we get is crazy. We hardly get anyone not leaving reviews, right? And that's because of the process we've got in place, the communication, and then actually asking the questions. So remember, everything actually starts with the listing. Be very accurate with your descriptions. Communication starts before they get there. When they actually get there, make sure everything matches their expectations, and then you ask for the review. So that's the end of this video. Hope you found that really valuable. If you like this type of content, then just press the like, subscribe, and then hit the bell notification for more videos like this, and you will be notified as soon as they come out. And I will see you on the very next video.